So this one comes at the behest of a DM I got. Oh, in the car again. So it's like a more like secluded area where I'm for sure by myself or no one's gonna peek in. And basically, like, this DM I haven't responded to. This is kind of like that response to the DM. But it also opens the door for anybody else that may be going through any similar situation. Not that I'm going to go into details, I'm going to try and generalize, but also, like, dial in, the encouragement in the message as much as I can. So basically, this person had DM'd me that they had done something that, like, everybody says will be fine and be okay, but now this person feels miserable over doing it. And I mean, you could also be someone that, like, argues, well, maybe they're just trolling you and messing with you. It's like, well, in this case, I'd rather err on the side of caution than take it as a joke. And plus, it also opens the door for a teaching and a learning opportunity. And that really lies in the fact that when you've done something that you regret down the road, then hopefully you've got a good family network or friends that you can rely on to help you recover from whether it be the trauma of it or from the grief of it, the guilt of it, and things like that. With the right people around you that surround you, they can help you learn from the experience, but also to change your mindset of who you are, because sometimes those experiences change your viewpoint on who you are as a person, and you look down on yourself in that moment. And by having those people that are sitting there encouraging you and telling you that, hey, this doesn't define who you are. This is just one moment in time. What defines you is, are you becoming better and seeking to become better? Are you learning from this experience, this mistake that you made? Or are you going to just sit there and be miserable all day and let it eat you up? And there are people that do that, is they'll sit there and let the mistakes that they made or the choices that they make eat them up inside. And in the end, all they do is they impede their progress. We can fail time and time again, but if each time we fail, we get back up and take another step forward, and even if we trip up after the first or second step from there, are you still moving forward? That's what counts, because those that basically after the first trip or two sit down, cross their legs, and just don't ever move again are the ones that end up failing. It just comes down to, are you going to take this experience and are you going to move forward with it, or are you going to let it hold you back because of the guilt and grief that you feel from it, or from the trauma that you feel from it? There are plenty of people that overcome trauma as well, whereas others allow it to hold them back. And yes, it's gonna take time. Any time when someone says grow up and move on, I would hope that they mean that in a sense as like, hey, it's a slow process. It's not going to happen overnight. I think most people are sensible enough to understand that when they tell someone to grow up and move on, they understand that it's not an overnight thing. But the attitude change that you can have can be, and that's what leads to the change that they are telling you to make is by changing your attitude, starting with that. Then as time goes on, you can overcome the other elements of the mistakes that you've made or the things that have happened to you. And I know sometimes it seems hard to say, like, but it's just a part of me. I can't change it. It's like, well, to some extent, yes, but really, I've seen people that have had challenges much harder that have overcome them or changed them, their situation, and they have become much better because of their willingness to change and their will to move forward. And by changing their attitude and becoming a person that looks at the challenges and things that they're dealing with and taking it as a challenge of not something that's going to hold them back, but a challenge that they can work through. They just have to figure it out. And sometimes you have to lean on other people to help you do that. Because other people can teach you how to deal with it, help you to learn to deal with it. And that's why it's important to have good friends and good family around too, is because sometimes they've got wisdom that can help you learn to grow from it. Or not necessarily that it'll go away, but that you can live with it and still do those things that may seem like a hard struggle and challenge for you. So, again, don't let it hold you back. Take time to recover, yes. Do that, but don't let it hold you back. Don't give up on life. That's really all there is. Remember, guys, if you appreciate what you saw, if any of this helped you, you can scream at me on Discord, on Guilded, on any of the other chat things, on Matrix and whatnot. Links are down in the description. I believe I've even included my XMPP in there. Check it all out and drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think at all, any of that kind of stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.